Hello YouTube, Benny from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. I started making this video and then I got a call from my jeez, that reminds me of the Y-files. There we go. The chair was sinking, man. Yeah, I got a phone call from my what would you call it? Guitar person. It sucks getting old. Yeah, I had ordered some stuff. I had ordered like 3 things over the weekend, and one thing didn't work out, and the chair just sunk down again. Guess the piston's getting old. Sales associate from Guitar Center, Deborah, and so I had to stop it. So here I am again. So to reiterate what I said before is I grabbed a new pedal. I bought it from a guy from Facebook Marketing over the weekend, and I did a ton of research YouTube videos on the pedal. It is a Earthquaker special can't see it. You know why? Because it's orange and yellow. Looks like Quaker. Special Quaker. I may be wrong. The chair just sunk down again. I'll put it in the description. Anywho. So what I like about the pedal is it's germanium and silicone, and you could switch it. And it breaks up the speakers in a way with a bit of drive. They had a pedal before this, it just had 1 knob on it. Now this one's got 3 knobs with, you know, you can clip it from silicone to germanium. And that's really the way to go, other than having an analog pedal. But the thing that got my attention with the pedal is that it's brilliant with single coil pickups. And as you know, I'm not really a single coil pickup, but I do have a couple of guitars coming. Stay tuned. From Guitar Center, and one of them has a single coil. You know, it's a telly with a single coil in the bridge, and that's the reason why I grabbed this pedal. I also grabbed it because my open face pickups on my guitars, I need to always use the overdrive when I use my Demon FX Andy Timmons pedal, the clone. I use the dirty boost and then I use the overdrive, because any of my pickups that I have that are open face, they seem to sound a lot brighter and thinner, tinnier kind of. So I like to thicken them up. And this pedal, I just tried it just a couple of minutes ago, and I split the pickup on this here guitar, and it works the way I expected it to work. Now, I do have, you know, I know my Fenders and my Gibsons and my Agiles. I grabbed 2 of my least expensive Epiphones. This is my 2018 with USA Gibson 1957 pickups in it. This is 57 plus, that's a 57 standard. And then I grabbed my 1988 Epiphone with the covers on it. And hopefully I'll remember to switch in between the 2 guitars in the middle of this jam. Standard blues, Larry Carlton, Gary Moore kind of thing mixed. So you could hear the difference. And hopefully I could remember to split the pickup. Maybe I'll start with the pickup split. So you could, you know, get the gist of it. And then I'll do other videos, and I'll do it with a Gibson and a Fender and see how that goes. So let me make some noise, because I don't know what I'm doing, and play in the wrong key, and see what happens. Let's give it some overdrive. I'm missing something. Whoa! Hit the wrong one there. So, you know, that's what I do. Of course, yeah. It's my imitation. Um, yeah, as soon as I played this one and switched over, um, especially in the neck position, I went from the Earthquaker special Quaker. Let me see if I can read this better. Cranker. Looks like Cranker. So sorry. Cranker. When I had that on, I was in a neck position. It was really warm, as if I turned the tone down. When I switched from that and went back to the Demon FX Andy Timmons clone with the dirty boost, you could hear it. It was much more brighter, much more alive, should I say. I think that it kind of thickens in a warm way, but not muddy, not in a muddy way. Can I speak today? I don't know. But in any case, and it did just what I thought it would do. Now, the true test is not with a humbucker that's splittable. You know, I have a pull push on the other one. And I say pull push because you got to pull it before you can push it, unless you have a push push. A box in a box. So that can't really compare to a single coil until I get a single coil. And I do have, like I said, a couple of guitars on their way, and one of them does have a single coil, and it's American made pickup single coil from what I understand, and I can't wait to try that with that pedal through my rig, because let's face it, I don't really play clean. I like to have drive. I like to have dirt. I like to have some snot on there. Clean snot though, not boogie snot. So yeah, while I was looking at videos for this, I was getting so frustrated. I made a list. I don't want to show it, but I am going to be looking at the list to remind me. There's a couple of YouTube channels that I watch all the time. I have probably about 10 or more in that I subscribe to. The ones that are non-musical are the Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, the Devin Gibson, Tucker Carlson, and Conservative Twins. If you've ever seen them, two brothers, we're gonna have a damn good show today. Damn good. You like the sound of their own voice. But those are the ones that I love watching the most, and they do speak about other things that are going on, whether it's politics, whether it's anything else that's relevant, in the world. Is that the right word? So I like that because you've got 100 people all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork with a political channel showing you news takes and interviews, and then they stop it and they pause it, and then we have to hear their opinion about everything. And they use fake thumbnails that really annoys the snot out of me. They'll say like, so-and-so from this interview was fired right afterwards. And then I look it up and I'm like, they weren't fired, but they got me to click. So they use it for clickbait, and they're lying to me. And I don't like that. I don't care for that. That really bothers me. So those that I mentioned, those 4 that I mentioned, do not do that. They don't play that game. And I'll keep on watching them, and they have my respect for that reason. The other guys is, 60 Cycle Hum. He's kind of giddy and goofy all the time. He can get on your nerves at certain points, but everything that he's showing you, I'm interested in, whether it's pedals, guitars, amps, Amazon guitars, inexpensive guitars, whatnot. So I could pretty much tolerate him for the worst part. Let's face it, I'm not a people person. I just pretend to be a people person. You know, Guitar Max, he's another one that I like. He's the one that, you know, opened my eyes to Harley Benton guitars from Tomans. But the problem I have with him is the problem I have with a lot of guitar guys, you know, that have their own channels. He plays the same lick through a processor, and anything could sound good. I could get a $79 piece of junk from Amazon and play it through a processor, and it's going to sound amazing. So I don't care for that. I want to hear, when someone's demonstrating guitar or a pedal, I want to hear it through a tube amp. You know, any guitar I want to hear through a tube amp. Jonathan too, well, it's going to get loud, something like that. He's an Asian dude. He's the same way. He plays really well. I like to hear him play through a tube amp, maybe with a pedal or two stacked on it. I don't want to hear it clean or dirty through a processor, because you're showing me a guitar and everything sounds good through a processor. You know, that and the fake faces there. As soon as the guy starts to play, you know, anyone, most of them, you know, the faces, or the goofy face, like, you know, on their thumbnail, that drives me nuts. The Bold Shredder, the Bold Shredder that wears a sweater, does that all the time. You know, again, it drives me nuts. Two Bike Mike, I watch his videos a lot. I don't click on them per se where I could actually hit the like and leave a comment, unless it's something I really, you know, want to say to him. But I'll just scroll, and then when I see his on my window, I just hover over it and it starts playing. And I like that because I don't have to sit and go through the commercials if there's commercials interrupting the video. You got to wait for the, you know, certain time, and then you got to click skip or whatever, end the video. So yeah, he's another good one. But and the Guitar Easter, the dude from London, the long hair, and he always starts the show by saying, "This is going to be a long video, so hope you have the popcorn ready." I just love that guy. I love the videos that he does. I love the way he presents it, and you know, he's playing it through an amp. I've never really heard him play through a processor. You know, one of those Line 6 or Hush or whatever the boards are that you. Those are all right for studio work, I guess, but you're not going to play live with that. And if you do play live with that, I guess a lot of them do play live with that. Some you know, professional musicians use that and go right through a PA. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. I want to see someone live. I want to see them playing the guitar, doing that. I saw it locally here because, you know, I'm in Florida. Bands play all the time, and when I see a little cheesy, you know, 10-inch amplifier with a PA mic in front of it going through the PA, and I'm like, is that solid state? What's this guy doing? You know, and then I look over and he's, oh, look at that. That's like a $2,000 guitar, and he's playing through like a $69 little practice amp. What the, you know, that's just me. I'm venting here today. It's I'm letting it out. I'm letting it fly. But yeah, that's the way to go. And another thing is that recently, a couple of my friends that are professional musicians, one longtime friend, when a certain assassination attempt happened a couple of weeks ago, you know, he was quick to be on the phone trying to get me, and I knew what was going on. I knew everything was okay, and it was like, you know, date night with my wife. We were, you know, going out to dinner and then watching a movie. And I saw what was going on in the news because I got alerts, and I saw everything was okay. And I was like, all right, so, you know, move on. And he, you know, once I called him back, or I texted him, and then he texted me back saying, I know that, how your stand is on this situation, and we're longtime friends, and I don't want to, you're like a brother to me, and I don't want to lose that friendship. So I plead the fifth. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And I'm like, okay, but this is a guy that used to call me almost every day, FaceTime with me all the time. If I put a video up and he'll say, because I don't know what I'm doing. 3 lessons. I don't know what chord I'm playing. I don't know what scale I'm in. Sometimes I'm in the wrong key. It happens. But when I play a song that I know, I've learned, that's different. When I'm just jamming or freestyling, anything could happen. And he would, FaceTime with me and say, okay, you're playing a key of E and this is where you're at. And he wants to try to teach me. And I rather not know, because I've gone this far since 1968 when I started playing guitar. I've gone this far with just 3 lessons under my belt. That's it. It's not that. Yeah, it is. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, I guess. Well, I just don't want to be bothered. The other friend of mine was Jeff Watson from Night Ranger. And out of the blue, because I told you, I said this before, I unfriended him in a way. It's a thing where you could not see someone's post but still be friends with them. So we could still communicate via instant messaging, which we've done. But I don't see anything on his, on his page that comes up. And I told you why. He sent me an instant message of him feeding a buck in his backyard. And I'm like, oh, my daughter's sitting next to me. I had the laptop at the time. Oh, isn't that cute, And then I reply something back to him, and then a couple minutes later, ding, I get another one, and he's sending me a video of a cow going into a building, like a barn, and then the camera's inside, and it's a slaughterhouse, and the guy comes up, shoots the cow in the head with that air gun, that you saw on No Country for Old Men. And then they start ripping it up, and my daughter's sitting right next to me. She's like, oh my God, oh, kind of thing. So I got something from him. So I forget what it was. I don't even remember if I replied back. I must have. I communicated back, I think. And then all of a sudden his page started coming up again on my home screen on my Facebook. And he's just gone in a different direction, totally believing in, the BS that's going on in the world, and not willing to do his own research. And I was like, how can I do this again? How can I, kind of like just block him, but not unfriend him, because like I said, we still communicated back and forth via instant messaging on that. But in any case, that was my rant. That seeing all of that on every time because I made the screen so big where I've got 2 windows of videos that come up. So it's two like that. And like I said, when I see something, I just hover over it, and then I click the open mic to hear it, and then I'll turn off the closed captioning. And then, I can start to see it, and I don't have to click on it, and I don't have to, skip through the commercial and then the other commercial and so on and so forth. So that's what I tend to do. So a lot of times, like I said, 2 Bike Mike, I watch your videos all the time. You have the guts to do what I would like to do, but I don't want to chance it. The way you take a guitar apart, do something, do this, do that, fix it, make it better, put it back together. It's amazing. So when I get the other guitars in, I ordered 2 guitars and an amp, and that's who the representative from Guitar Center was calling me about, because something happened with the amp. I called up, there was the amp. The guy's got the amp. Yeah, I got it right in front of me. It says fair, it says it's an amp, we're talking about it. It's marked down. And I pull the trigger, and later on that night, I say it was my order was canceled because they no longer have it. And I'm like, how's that possible when the guy, had it in front of him. He says, I'm looking right at it, and then picks it up and brings it to the back after I get off the phone. Apparently, someone else bought it online. I called the store, my deal. I called the store, get it in your hand so no one else is playing it or buying it. And then I pull the trigger. And that's the second time that happened to me. So, yeah, it was, I guess someone bought it online and they didn't see it. And then they did a double sale. And when they went to bring it in the back to try to ship it out, oh, this is already sold to, John Doe. So, Beanie Olsen's not going to get it. Kind of deal. So that's that. And I'm trying to keep up with my videos. I'm trying to go by the oldest video that I made some 3 weeks back. And I know that they're not, they don't make sense to, because if I'm all over the place and I'm speaking about one thing and then I speak about something else and then I'm mentioning something that I said in the video that I didn't even post yet, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Half the times I don't know what I'm talking about either, but in this case, that's the fault that I have. So I'm trying to keep up. I tried to, if you see the last week, I've been trying to do like a video every day just to get, I didn't realize how many I had in the can that were ready to be released, and I was just sitting on them for whatever reason. I don't know. So thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I bet it tomorrow.